British Columbia is home to some of the most diverse agricultural products in Canada. From the traditional family farm to vineyards or fisheries, if you're into eating local foods, you're in luck. I'm Lori Petrick, dietitian and local food lover. Join me as I visit BC food producers and farmers who are committed to providing fresh, local foods that are good for you and good for our earth. The demand for local, sustainably raised food is on the rise. However, the number of farmers working and owning land in Canada has steadily been decreasing year after year. Kwantlen Polytechnic University is on a mission to change this. I spoke to Chris Thurrow, Kwantlen's Farm School coordinator, and asked him what students can expect from their farm school experience.
First of all, this is a 10-month intensive program. It's not a degree program, so students can sort of be in and out very quickly and get a lot of knowledge. It's also very field-based, so they're getting a lot of hands-on experience. We also approach things from a sustainable agriculture point of view, so we're really concerned with what goes into the land, how we manage the land, not just in terms of getting a profit from our crops, but how we can maintain the quality of our soil so we can farm this land in perpetuity.
So Chris, tell me your relationship between the Sharing Farm and Kwantlen College.
Sharing Farm Society runs a 2.5-acre farm here at Terra Nova Rural Park in Richmond, and the Sharing Farm hosts the farm school as well. So we work with the Sharing Farm to manage the crops and run things here on the farm. 3 weeks ago we put up a greenhouse here with the students. Today we're going to do an irrigation installation. Throughout the season we do a number of workshops. And then we have classes like our apiculture class with Brian Campbell, where students are more intimately getting to learn about bees and husbandry relating to bees.
The future really is going to be diversity, and bees really fit into that. You know, people think about bees and they think about stings, and people get so freaked out about bees. But bees really, they don't just create bounty. Bees connect plants to plants, but they also connect the soil to plants and animals to plants. They're the great connector within a garden or an ecological system. One of the things we do is when a hive or a box is full, you need to give the bees more room. One hive in particular is over full. They need enough room that they could store honey, enough honey to live over the winter, and they're not there yet.
One box like this, how large of an area, how many acres could they actually pollinate?
It depends on the crop. The more difficult it is for the bees to work, the plant or the crop, the more bees you need there. So blueberries, maybe 4 to 6 hives per acre. Apple, you could get away with 1.5, 2.5. Apple pollen is more nutritious than blueberry pollen. So the bees are more inclined to go on apple blossoms than they are on blueberry blossoms.
We've heard a lot lately in the news about the death of bees and the death of bee colonies. What makes for a healthy colony?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer. So a lot easier to say what makes an unhealthy colony. Stressors and stress is what seem to be killing bees. So there's a lot of diseases around, and those diseases gain a foothold when the bees get overly stressed. So a healthy hive can be a resilient hive. It can have an illness but recover, deal with it and recover. A stressed hive gets an illness and it just gets sicker. A correlation with health would be queen longevity. So I'm trying to raise queens that live for a long time without losing their vigor. This one, she had a severe disease last autumn, and they survived just a handful of bees over the winter. And they've built up, and now there's 2 boxes of bees.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's a vigorous, tough queen. She should be on here. We've always been finding her on here for some reason.
I don't see her on
There she is.
That's the queen?
Yeah. She's got a white dot. Come on. There she goes. She's so cooperative, this queen. So you could hear the tone of the bees has changed. That's because they know already the queen is absent. You know, in the United States, the commercial beekeeping standard is to requeen twice a year. So queens are living maybe 6 months. But in nature, if you read a natural history book on the honeybee, they'll say queens live for 3 to 5 years. And I've talked to people who've had queens for, 6, 7 years. I think there's mounting evidence that commercial pollination industry kind of creates a lot of stress on bees. And typically a backyard beekeeper will have healthier bees than someone who's got their bees on the road for half the year. On a truck and then at a farm for a couple of weeks and then back on the truck and then traveling for a day and then off the truck. Those bees get very stressed and suffer health problems because of it.
If you'd like to learn more about beekeeping, head to Brian's website, thebeeschool.ca. For Farm Folk City Folk, I'm Lori, and this has been Good for You and Good for Our Earth.